Saying so, Morning Joe. From what I understand, you all took a little trip down to Mar-a-Lago. You met and talked with Donald Trump. After spending years of calling Trump all sorts of names, we really thought you were down with the cause. I guess not. If you all don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm sure you do, please stay with me and I'll explain to you why this move here shows more than anything else that white privilege is a real thing. Stay with me. All right, thank you for staying with me. I am attorney Augustus Corbett, one half of the Defiant Lawyers. Each and every week, we bring you at least one legal analysis of some trending story regarding politics, policies, personalities, or pop culture to empower you with the information you need to defy this unjust legal system. If you like that, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll get notified every time we upload one of these powerful and informative videos. Before we get into this, please go over to Amazon.com, grab a copy of my book, Education and Justice, where I talk about how public schools mistreat African-American boys and what you can do to help your son, your nephew, or whomever you may have in public school. You will thank me later. All right, so all that said, Mika and Joe Scarborough, host of the, Morning Joe. They come on practically every morning. About 6 o'clock? I don't watch them all that much, but I know they have been fierce critics of Donald Trump. And then to hear that they literally went down to Trump's mansion down in, Mar-a-Lago in Florida, his Florida mansion. It sort of surprised me, but then it didn't, right? Because that's what you can do when you have white privilege. You can be down with the cause 1 minute and be back in good the next minute. I mean, that's just the privilege you have. And it's not something that we can do, right? We African Americans, we are, whether we want to be or not, we're tagged. We're tagged. We are an insular group. We can't turn whiteness on and off. We're just black all the time. Now, of course, we can carry the water of the white supremacists and get, a few cookies for doing that. But we're still black. In fact, I saw a TikTok video a couple of days ago, this black MAGA guy. He said that a white MAGA guy told him, we just need your votes. You'll never be a part of the family. Well, that was an eye-opening experience for that young man. He said his heart was broken. Wow, I could have told him that in 2 minutes. But anyway, they went down there and pulled out that white privilege card. Trump let them in, and I don't know what they did from there, but just being there was enough. Just being there was what basically kissing Trump's ring, right? And normalizing what Trump has done after spending all these years saying the things they said about Trump. What? I mean, it's just crazy. Or maybe it's not crazy. Maybe they had an ulterior motive in mind. Anyway, let me let you watch this video where they discuss that little trip.
On Friday, we were given the opportunity to do just that. Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years.
Now, we talked about a lot of issues, including abortion, mass deportation, threats of political retribution against political opponents, and media outlets. We talked about that a good bit. And it's going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches this show, has watched it over the past year or over the past decade, that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
What we did agree on was to restart communications.
All right, there you have it. So they admitted going down there and justified going down there and said that there will be a continuation of conversation with Trump. So I guess they've made up. Once again, that's white privilege. And it's also paying homage to a fascist. Now, they themselves call Trump a fascist. Yet they're down there. This is one of the reasons why we cannot trust white liberals and Republican moderates to lead our struggle for full equality. We can't trust them. We saw that in this election where like 73, 74% of white people voted for Trump. And now people like Joe Scarborough and Mika, who are supposed to be, I think she is considered liberal, and he was a Republican, but a moderate Republican. And I heard him say in an interview that he was no longer a Republican. But as soon as Trump gets elected or reelected, here they come now, running down to Trump's mansion. Wow. Or maybe they did it for some other reason, some other personal reason. Maybe they feared retribution because, Trump and his allies said that they're going to seek retribution for many of Trump's political opponents, political enemies. And let me tell you something. That concern is real because Trump has promised. He has promised going after his political enemies. And he called out, or at least Steve Bannon called out MSNBC by name, right? And we saw how he treated Liz Cheney and said that he was going to have a public military tribunal, right? So, Kamala Harris was on the campaign trail saying that Trump has a list of people that he's going to get even with. So I'm not making light of that possibility. I've been out here myself in opposition to Trump. But let me tell you right now, as an African American, we know what that's all about. We live under the constant threat of violence and all the other stuff. So that doesn't deter me, not at all. My ancestors lived under tyranny and yet stood strong and courageous. So besides, we don't get to do what they did anyway. I don't have that white card to play, right? So we're going to continue. We're going to fight. We're going to continue to resist MAGA. We're not trying to get some opportunity to speak to Trump and tell him we're sorry and kiss his ring and no, not those of us who are really down for the cause. Those of us who know that silence and complacency and compromise will play right into the hands of Trump and MAGA. And I don't intend to do that. All right? Come what may, I don't intend to do that. I'm going to follow the example of my ancestors, and I'm going to stand for what is right. And what is right is racial justice and full equality for African American people. And they're trying to take that from us. So what do I look like at this point? Running to the house or running down to Donald Trump and trying to get in his good graces. That is a sellout. That is a sellout. Okay? So Mika and Joe, you sold out the cause. Or maybe you weren't really about that life anyway. Besides, the stakes are not as high for you whites because at the end of the day, you're white. We're not. We've been fighting this battle for over 400 years, and we're going to continue to fight this battle. All right? All right, I'm Attorney Augustus Corbett, one half of the Defiant Lawyers. Thank you for listening. Peace.